Hello, everyone. In this semester, we are going to study Paul. Uh, so, we are going to study Paul's letters and then his mission. And as a first subject of Paul, we are going to study the introduction to Paul. Everybody knows Paul. Paul was born in Tarsus, Cilicia. The Tarsus was the name of the city. It was a very important city in contemporary. It is in southeast Turkey. It was Tarsus belonged to the province of Cilicia. The city of Tarsus was very famous for Stoic philosophy. So there are a lot of Stoic philosophers lived in um, the city of Tarsus. That's why Paul was very familiar with Stoic philosophy, and he was even well known with Stoic philosophy. That's why he was when he spread the gospel, preached the gospel in the city of Athens, Areopagus in the city of Athens. He could persuade, he could overwhelm the people in Areopagus in Athens who were very familiar with Stoic philosophy. Anyway, so the city of philosophy, the Tarsus was a kind of a city of Stoic philosophy, and the province of Cilicia was famous for tent making, especially with black goat. Actually, so that's why the black tent made of black goat fur was very famous. That's why it was called uh, the province of Cilicia was called Cilicium. Yeah. So actually, naturally, Paul was also trained to make tents since he was young. Actually, in a Jewish family, uh, usually always teach his the next generation, his son or grandson, one or two skills to make living when they grown up. So Paul's father taught him how to make tent. So that actually, Paul's mission was supported by his tent making. That's why he was called tent maker. His mission was called tent making mission. Which means a self-supporting mission. Yeah. Paul, the name, actually he was called Saul. Saul, this name is Hebrew style name, Saul, but chapter 13 of Acts, he was also called Paul. Paul is Roman name or Greek name. So usually, Paul was called his name in Roman or Greek style name, Paul. So Paul was theologian and missionary. He was also kind of a businessman. So not only Paul was good in his good as a missionary or theologian, but also he was very good, excellent in tent making. So he was a good businessman. Also, he was good manager. Actually, yeah, because especially Paul was establishing churches in the big city, and then he managed the church very well through his co-workers. Yeah, Paul actually initially in the beginning that he was a persecutor of church, but on the way to Damascus, he encountered uh, Jesus Christ, who was risen. So at that moment, he encountered Jesus Christ, and then he realized that his belief was wrong, because he was persecuting church, but Jesus Christ, who was risen, appeared to him, said that, Paul, why are you, Saul, why are you persecuting me? Here, me means actually he was persecuting church, but Jesus said he was persecuting Jesus Christ. So Paul actually persecuting church, but also actually at the same time he was persecuting Christ. But in the encounter, he realized that Jesus was the Messiah, whom the people of Israel were long time waiting for to come. So from that moment, Paul totally changed. So this time is the time of conversion, and also at the same time Paul's calling. Yes. So when Paul encountered Jesus Christ, he also got gospel. His gospel. So that's why his encounter of Jesus Christ is his origin of gospel. Actually, his gospel is coming from the encounter of Jesus Christ. It is written in Galatians 1. Okay, let's go to Galatians chapter 1. Galatians chapter 1. Yeah. Okay, verse 15 and 16. But when God, who set me apart from my mother's womb and called me by his grace, was pleased to reveal his Son in me so that I might preach him among the Gentiles, my immediate response was not to consult any human being. Yes, he said in chapter 16, to reveal his Son in me. This implies the encounter of Jesus Christ on the way to Damascus. So from this moment, Paul totally changed and became from the persecutor to evangelist or missionary. So his life as a missionary started. His life totally changed. So actually from right away, he encountered Jesus Christ on the road to Damascus. He went to Arabia. As many theologians think that Paul went to Arabia and he meditate the word of God there, but actually it is not true. Actually, Arabia means Nabatean kingdom, then where Paul spread the gospel. As a result of it, actually, Paul was chased by the soldiers there because his evangelism was, this is kind of a persecution. So Paul ran away from Nabatean kingdom. And then actually Paul continued to spread the gospel. So from the beginning of meeting Jesus Christ, Paul preached the gospel. So and then his ultimate final vision was to go to Spain to preach the gospel. So Paul made a 3 missionary journey, as you know. First missionary journey, second missionary journey, third missionary journey. And then so he evangelized Asia, Turkey area, and Achaia, and Macedonia, Achaia, where now Greece, North and South Greece. So Paul was spreading the gospel through Roman road. Actually, in the time of Rome, Rome was very good at building roads, and Roman Empire was really good in is famous for good architecture and good law and good street. So that's why Paul was using the Roman street to spread the gospel. So actually, it was Roman time was really good time to spread the gospel, to for the gospel to be spread throughout the whole Roman Empire. So that's why, by the effort, and not only by the effort of Paul, but also the a lot of apostles and also the disciples of Jesus Christ, using the Roman road, spread the gospel. So the gospel was spread here and there throughout the whole Roman Empire through this road. So actually, Roman Empire was, we can say that, was prepared by God to spread the gospel. So yes, anyway, yes, Paul, but we have to think about this. Many theologians think that, okay, so Paul is a theologian, but after 1960, theologians started to think that Paul started to see Paul as a missionary, because he was called by missionary, not called as a he was called as missionary, not as a theologian. So that's why he made 3 missionary journeys. Yeah, so actually, Paul wrote a lot of epistles, letters, like 12 letters to the churches. So actually, each letter has its own situation. It's called, in German, we say it's Sitzleben, so the situation of living. So actually, each church has different situation. That's why to settle the matter, Paul sent letters to each church, and then settle the matter. Yeah, that's why, as you can say, we'd better see him as a missionary. So when Paul, and finally, Paul died. Paul was martyred in Rome around AD 63 or 4 under the control of Nero, the emperor. So he gave his life wholly to God after he was converted. So actually, in the next session, we are going to study his mission strategy. Thank you very much.